Alright everyone, welcome back to my Devil May Cry 5 S-Rank guide, and today I'm going to be helping you with mission 15. So we're back playing as NERO, and we're going to be using a specific Devil Breaker loadout because we're going to be playing this mission in a specific way. Because you can actually do this mission in multiple directions, so I'm going to be showing you the safest one. So what you want to equip yourselves with is a Gerbera, then a Ragtime, then a Buster Arm, then another Ragtime, then a Buster Arm, then a Ragtime, and then the last two arms can be whatever you want. You could get by without the Ragtimes and Buster Arms, but using them will be the safest method. And you want to make sure you have the Gerbera though, that one's very necessary. But okay, what you want to do here is instead of going on the grapple platform, you want to drop down and then go the way I'm going. Do not take the left here, just keep on going forward. But okay, once you get here, you're going to want to triple jump over here, and then you're going to want to use the Gerbera to propel yourself forward enough to not fall. And if you fall, you're going to have to fight a batch of enemies, so we're trying to avoid them. Then you want to do the same here, triple jump and then propel yourself with Gerbera to get to this platform. And then there's another platform right here, which you want to do the same thing. And then you just want to do all that one more time to get over to this area here, and if you did everything correctly, you should end up in this bluely lit up place. So walk down here and then you should see a blue platform there. You want to jump on it, just make sure you don't fall or else you have to fight a bunch of optional enemies. And then you will want to triple jump to the center like I just did. And then you want to make one more jump. You should see a big hole in the wall, you want to go through it, then use the grapple pad, and now we're on to our actual first real fight of the mission. And this fight is against a bunch of Chaoses and a Lusasha. So what I decided to do is I decided to charge my Gerbera and then jump in the air and then release it. Because we won't need the Gerbera anymore. And the charge attack is going to give us a good damage start. And then once you do that, you just start beating on them. Just vary up your moves. Try to do exceeds. Again, I always say this when we play as NERO. It's better to do exceeds not well than not do them at all. So even if you don't exceed, you should at least try. And yeah, just do different attacks, taunt from time to time. And yeah, this is an easy fight. Just these three enemies. If you want, you can use the Ragtime. Just make sure it doesn't break because we're going to need it later. And I would suggest taking out the Lusasha first because it might disrupt you when you're dealing with the Chaoses. But because of the charged Gerbera we released earlier, it shouldn't have that much health left, so you should be good there. And then there's the Chaoses, who I don't actually have a strategy to break their shells as NERO. We just beat on them until it does. Charge shots work really well though. And then you just kill them, because after you break their shell, you're free to do whatever you want to them. I throw out a quick buster and then I go into a taunt while it's down on the ground to build up a bit more style. And then in a second here I go in for the kill and boom, charge shot. So then we have a next bit of navigation to go through. So again, just follow where I'm going and you will be good. So you want to go on the grapple pad right here. So use that. And then you want to go into this hole here, or this little burrow. And then you just want to walk through it. There's going to be a bunch of Scotto Angelos while you're walking past them, so just jump over them. You don't have to fight them, and it's highly suggested you don't if you don't want to ruin your style average with these optional fights. But okay, you just want to keep walking through. Once you jump down into the burrow, it's only one pathway forward, so you should not get lost. So just keep on going. Again, there's a couple more Scotto Angelos around, so just jump over them. There's a Devil Breaker there if you want to pick it up. I'm not going to, because again, I'm not using DLC Devil Breakers in this walkthrough because it's not fair on people who don't have DLCs. And okay, once you jump down here, this is important. You need to have both your Ragtimes here and both your Buster Arms, because we're going to be fighting two Behemoths. So the second the fight starts, you want to charge your Ragtime, then release it, then start charging your Buster Arm. And then as the first Behemoth is coming out of the ground, you're going to want to land a showdown on it to break its armor. So that's going to be forward, lock, and triangle and square at the same time. Then if you break its armor, you just land a few hits just in case. And then you want to use the Buster Arm to kill it. So that's already one Behemoth dealt with. And then the second you can, start charging your second Ragtime, but don't pop it right away. Make sure you see the second Behemoth first. Because the last thing you want right now is to pop a Ragtime and then it just goes to waste because you couldn't find the Behemoth around. Like, I'm here, where the hell is the second Behemoth? Like, what the heck? But okay, I find it, it's right there. It starts running at me, so I pop the Ragtime, I Devil Trigger, and then I go into Showdown again to get rid of its armor. So bada bing, bada boom, all the armor is gone. Land a few hits afterwards just in case it still has some remaining, and then just land a Charge Buster Arm at it. And funny enough, the Behemoth actually survived this, so I had to land a few extra hits to kill it. But oh well, I pop a few gunshots, then go in for a few swings, and soon enough it dies. Hit it with a streak and then just a few more hits. There we go. And okay, once you kill these guys, then you want to keep on going through the pathway. And then you'll see a grapple pad. You want to get on it and then use it. And then after you do use it, you're going to want to go left. And soon enough, we're going to be fighting a bunch of Antinoras, Canas, and Judeca. But okay, right here, you're going to walk into a room which looks like is a mandatory fight, but it is not walled off. So you can just run right through it. So do that, avoid these enemies, just run through it and keep going. Start charging up your Ragtime because we're going to be using it the second the next fight starts. So okay, run in here and soon some enemies will spawn. So you want to get up close to the Judeca, so right here, and then you want to let go of Ragtime and start beating the crap out of it before it can start teleporting away. You could have a Buster Arm equipped here and land a Buster on it, but I decided not to. I'm just going to do a showdown instead. And this is just to get you a head start on damage before the Judeca starts teleporting all over the place, so that's always a good thing. And then you just start beating on them. I suggest you take out the Judeca Judecca first so it doesn't summon more enemies, but you can really focus on whoever you want. Just make sure you do different moves, don't do the same stuff all the time. Have a go at trying to land some jump cancels like I'm doing there, some exceeds, and yeah, this is not a hard fight either. Again, the best thing to do would be to take out the Judecca first, but I don't even do this in this footage. You don't have to do it, it's just that it stops it from summoning more enemies. So I do get hit by the Judecca a little later in this fight, and that's gonna happen when it's devil triggered, so it just comes to show how dangerous it is, because it's gonna take out half my health bar basically, almost half of it. So basically what I'm saying is avoid getting hit. But then okay, apart from the Judeccas, the Canis and Antinoras you should be good with, because the Hellcanis you can just combo to that, do what you want with them. You're able to do the same with the Antinoras. Just try to avoid knocking the Antinoras to the ground as much as possible. It's gonna happen, but then they empower and they're just gonna charge at you. It's easy to avoid in fairness, you just wanna jump, but it does hurt if you get hit, so it is kind of recommended to not, let them empower that much. And then after they devil trigger, just try to minimize getting hit, but it's okay if you do by the Canis or even the Antinoras, but just try not to get hit by the Judecca like I will. You can still combo the Canis and Antinoras when they devil trigger, obviously, it just takes a little more to get them off the ground. Okay, but here, I managed to stun the Hell Antinora, so I decided to land the Buster. If you choose to have a Buster arm here, this is perfect for you, because it will probably kill it. But okay, I managed to land a couple of extra charge shots at it before it teleports away, then the Hellcana tries to hit me, and then there it is, I got hit there because it teleported at me from the ground. Unfortunate, and I lost a good amount of health there, but it's okay, I can get it back with Devil Trigger. But okay, all I have left now is the Hell Judecca to kill, so I'm just gonna beat it up, smack it with my sword, shoot it with my gun, and then after this it's actually on to Malphas. So just avoid its attacks to not take stupid hits like I did, and then yeah, we are done, and now it's on to the boss fight. Though make sure not to head into the boss room just yet. Wait a second and head into the Divinity statue first, because we're going to equip ourselves with a Devil Breaker mag beforehand. And all you want to have here is a bunch of Buster Arms really, just so when you stun Malphas you can dish out a crap ton of damage. And you can equip yourselves in a bunch of ways. You could just have the whole loadout filled with Buster Arms. What I like having is, for example, an Overture, and then a Buster Arm, and then just have Buster Arms every second arm, and just have an arm I'm comfortable with it in between. But hey, each to their own. But Overtures are actually really good arms for Malphas too, because when you stun Malphas, before you use the Buster Arm, you can charge up your Overture, and then you can place a bomb on Malphas, and when the Buster Arm animation goes off, the bomb explodes. Right, so when the boss fight starts, you won't actually be able to attack Malphas straight away, because she's gonna disappear, so you have to wait it out and just run until she stops trying to hit you with her portals. So just run and jump and you should be fine, and then when Malphas appears you can start going ham on her. Quick notice though, when you attack Malphas and not the chicken, Malphas is then going to go into rage mode, and then the chicken is gonna start running around like crazy trying to step on you. So you're gonna wanna watch out when that happens to you, because you can just triple jump and then taunt in the air to avoid it, but when you actually get stepped on, it does a lot of damage to you, so you are gonna wanna watch out. Next thing I wanna say is that Malphas can get stunned in two ways. One where only the chicken is stunned and Malphas is still awake. The other way is when both of them get stunned. When Malphas is still awake, you cannot buster her. And here I tried to place a bomb on Malphas there, and she hit me, so I lost my arm. So then Malphas backs away, and a good thing you can do is just fill her with lead. Nero's gun can do work in this fight, I am telling you. Obviously do also go in to land a bunch of attacks with your sword. Sword's always good, especially when you devil trigger. Okay, so here what happened is I activated Malphas's rage mode because I hit the Malphas instead of the chicken more, right? So now what you want to do if that happens to you is you either want to run, jump and avoid her, or you want to smack her and hope to God she gets stunned. I managed to get her stunned, so I plant my bomb on her and then I charged my Buster Arm. And take a look on how much damage a charged Buster Arm does. A normal Buster would never ever do this much damage. Plus the bomb I put on Malphas also does a nice little chunk of damage there at the end. And then a good thing to do afterwards is to just let out a charge shot, because that's just a nice extra bonus to your damage. And then yeah, after that just go back to smacking it. Just make sure you hit the chicken more than Malphas unless you're comfortable with dealing with rage mode. I took a hit there, but it's okay, it did not do that much damage, and also I was in Devil Trigger. And here Malphas is about to run again, but I managed to stun her again and get her on the ground, meaning I can pull off another Buster. So once again, I land a few smacks, charge my Overture to plant a bomb at her, and then I use my Buster Arm to bust her to do massive damage. And now look how much health we're gonna take out. Again, the Buster Arm is so good for boss fights when you stun them. Plus the bomb I placed from my Overture also does a good chunk of damage. And now Malphas is gonna Devil Trigger. We know how Devil Trigger works by now, and they're gonna be taking a lot more hits and doing a lot more damage to you. So obviously you're gonna wanna watch out and not get hit as much. But okay, this move here that Malphas is doing right now, you are going to want to hit her out of it as fast as possible. So do charge shots, hit her with your sword, and then you get a free stun too, which means you get a free Buster on her. I am kind of out of Buster Arms, so I'm just gonna have to do a regular Buster. But okay, I knock Malphas out of the ground, I charge my Overture and place the bomb on her. I go in for a few extra swings before bustering to compensate for the lower damage of a normal Buster. and then I do it. And pay attention, look how much less damage a normal buster does compared to a charged buster arm. It is insane. Now mind you, Malphus is devil triggered right now, so it's obviously gonna do less damage. But even then, if I did a charged buster arm right now when Malphus was devil triggered, I still would have done a crap lot more damage than I just did there. But okay, now I'm out of devil breakers. Sometimes V will throw them down at you, but I don't really want them. But okay, Malphus is running around the place, the chicken trips, so I take the opportunity to land some hits in. While I'm smacking it around, it teleports away, but that's okay because I did get a few good hits in. It then teleports again and it's gonna start running at me. So again, I want to avoid the running until it trips. And while it's running, you could pop a few shots in the air for some extra damage, but okay, it trips. It teleports away again, and this time it's gonna try to hit me with some range attack. So it's gonna like use portals to like portal its limbs through and attack me like that and try to launch some projectiles at me. But I get close enough pretty quickly, so it's okay. I do take a hit, but whatever. I smack it a bunch, let out a few gunshots, I pull off a cheeky little taunt there, and we are done now. Mission over. This mission isn't too hard to S rank, I gave you the safest way of going through it, but alright. These are our scores, boom, 7,678, and that is an S rank. Hope this helped you, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, of course, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.